Are you ready to witness a fun-filled learning experience with Project Kayamanan? A mission to promote financial education that will lead to financial inclusion and economic empowerment of Filipino public high school students. Welcome to Project Kayamanan First School Caravan. I am Jeff Cabusao, currently studying in Philippine Normal University, one of the junior coaches and chairperson of Education Committee of Project Kayamanan, your host for today. But before that, let me explain some rules. Siyempre, meron tayong Caravan House rules. Next slide, please. So dito, simple lang yung mga rules na dapat nating sundin throughout the session. So please change your Zoom name to school, then your registered name. For example, dahil galing akong PNU, ayan, PNU underscore Jeff Cabusa. For PK team, kindly use your name, then Project Kayamanan. Yeah. Number 2, use Project. Okay. Number 2, please use Project Kayamanan School Caravan Zoom background. You can get it here, dito sa link. So please attach po, PK team, yung link tree natin sa ating chat box and pwede natin siyang gamitin. Katulad na nakikita niyo sa aking screen. Yan. And next one, please turn your camera on to maximize our interaction. We would love to see your faces. Siyempre, para mas maging interactive ang ating afternoon. Ayan. So, please turn on your cameras. And fourth, please mute your audio throughout the session. And please, may I request everyone to please ready your pens and paper for your questions if there's any, dahil meron po tayong Q&A portion or forum later on. Ma-address natin lahat ng katanungan natin and yung mga queries niyo about Project Kayamanan. Lastly, drop any questions you have in the chat box or simply interact with one another there. Pwede nating gamitin ang chat box para makapag-interact sa different student. Ayan, iba-iba tayo dito. Talaga namang lumalawak na ang PK community. Okay? Yan. And lastly, ito pa pala, mag-i-enjoy dapat tayo. Okay? And kung gusto nyo magkaroon ng documentation like, for example, screenshot, pwede nyo po makuha dyan sa link, yung sa link tree na sinend dyan, yung official na frame na pwedeng gamitin natin sa mga story natin sa Instagram. And please, kung magpo-post naman kayo ng story, please tag Project Kayamanan sa IG. Okay? And lastly, ayun nga, enjoy and experience the fun-filled learning experience with Project Kayamanan. So, kamusta po ang lahat? And another pong paalala, kung hindi na po makapasok yung iba nating mga classmate, ayan, kindly advise them po na meron po tayong Facebook Live. It means po, pag hindi po sila nakapasok dito, full na po ang capacity ng ating Zoom. Okay? So, ayan, kamustahan po muna tayo. Kung ako yung tatanungin nyo, I'm very much excited for today kasi nakakamit ako ng different students. Ayan, mga lower grade than me, I'm sorry. Ayan, di ba? So, excited ako na ang saya-saya kasi lumalago na talaga ang PK community by now. So, kayo naman ang magsabi ng inyong mga feelings. Ayan, may I request everyone na i-drop nyo ngayon sa chat box yung favorite yung emojis or yung emoji na nagre-represent ng feeling nyo today. Ayan, I'm happy to know kung ano bang nararamdaman nyo sa afternoon na to. So ano po bang mga nararamdaman nyo before tayo mag-proceed sa ating original agenda? Ayan, sabi ni Erica, may mga heart siya. I hope you're happy, no? Ayan, celebrating si Aliana. Si Aliana. Ayan, si Rodelma. Easy lang. Ayan, di ba? Ngiti-ngiti. Ayan, dumadag sana, okay? May mga stars sa mata. Good afternoon, Erica. So I hope marami tayong matutunan and may encourage kayo or i-consider ang Project Kayamanan para makasali kayo dito dahil malaki talagang help kung ano ba yung aim ng Project Kayamanan. Mamaya malalaman natin yun. Okay? Ayan, sabi ni Rex, okay? Parang shook ka pa ba? Okay, let's see kung masyushook pa tayo or mag-enjoy tayo. And to start this wonderful event, let's, next slide please. Panoorin natin ang short video na to.
Good afternoon,
Ayan. Pahapyaw pa lang yan kung ano ang Project Kayamanan. Later on, malalaman natin kung ano pa ang mau-offer ng Project Kayamanan. Okay? So ayan, konting shoutout muna tayo ngayon. Shoutout po sa SDO Catanduanes, shoutout sa SDO Dagupan City, and sa mga student natin dyan. Ayan. Di ko na kayo isa-isahin dahil napakarami natin ngayon, and I am pleased and happy to meet all of you. So sisimulan natin tong program na ito, ayan agad. Sa isa sa exciting part, ang syempre icebreaker, di ba? Every program meron dapat tayong icebreaker. So next slide please. Ayan. So ang game na to, everyone, makinig po. Ang tatawagin natin to, ano daw sabi? Okay, simple lang ang mechanics. May ifa-flash tayong mga words, couple of words dyan sa screen na nonsense talaga, katulad na nakikita nyo ngayon, ganyan. And tatry natin na i-decode, i-decode kung ano ba yung message na sinasabi nito. Kung familiar kayo sa game sa TikTok na parang yung game na gibberish, something like that. So parang ganun yan. And ayan, ang winner, di ba, 10 items to. Kung sino ang makakasagot, sila syempre ang winner. And ang winner ay makakatanggap ng isang set ng PK merch, di ba? One of a kind merch ito, mga students, okay? So kung kayo man ang mananalo, please pwede nyo i-message ang PK Facebook page or si Miss AJ na makikita nyo dito sa ating isa sa participants. Ayan. So, si Miss AJ ng Project Kayamanan. Okay, let's start. Ngayon nga pala, ang pagpili natin ng sasagot ay via raise hand. So, pabilisan po tayo kung sino ang makakapag-raise hand and mag-a-appear dito sa aking monitor. Kung sino na unang mag-raise hand, siya unang sasagot na tatawagin ko. Are we clear? Thumbs up nga po kung clear tayong lahat. Ayan, I hope it's clear. Thank you very much. Ayan. So next slide please for our first random word. Ayan, ano kaya yan? Okay, kindly raise your hand po. Okay, from DCNHS. Okay, wait lang. I really can't see yung name. I'm sorry. Ayan, I don't know your pronunciation, pero Alban, yes.
Budget.
Okay, paano po muna, pa-read muna po ng word, then yung answer.
Budget. That's jet. So, my answer is budget.
Okay, let's see kung tama ba ang budget. Okay, next slide please. Ayan, congratulations, you win a PK merch po. So kindly message po si Miss AJ dyan or yung Project Kayamanan Facebook page. Thank you very much. Okay, to our next couple of words. Ayan. Anyone? Okay. Yes, Aliana from LPNHS.
Kayamanan.
Okay, let's see kung tama ba ang kayamanan. Next slide, please. Ayan, tama po ang kayamanan. Congratulations. Please message si Miss AJ. Yan, next word po tayo. Okay, lower down your hands. Lower down. Ayan. Okay. Ano kaya yan? Okay. Okay. Let's see. Hillary Ann Tabangin.
Credit card po.
Okay, let's see kung tama. Next slide. Okay, congratulations! Tama po ang credit card. Okay, please message Miss AJ po. Congratulations. Next part. Ayan. Ano kaya yan? Okay. Okay, I think ang nauna ay, sige, let's give chance. Mike, PK team ka. Okay. Go. Go, Mike.
Debit card.
Okay, let's see kung tama ang debit card ba. Next slide. Ayan, Mike, congratulations. So, message ko si Miss AJ. Okay, next couple of words tayo. Ayan. Okay. On my end, ang nauna po ay si Denise Vargas. Yes, Denise?
Interest.
Okay, let's see kung tama ba ang interest. Next slide. Ayan, congratulations, Denise. You won a PK merch. Ayan, please message si Miss AJ. Okay, next one po tayo. Pang 6 na to. Okay, habol po tayo. Sayang ang merch. Okay, let's see, David.
Benefit po, sir. Benefit po.
Okay, let's see kung tama ba ang benefit. Next slide. Okay, congratulations, David. Please message si Miss AJ. Para pang sa pangpito natin. Next slide. Okay, ano kaya yan? Parang ang dali-dali. Yan. So, nanalo na si Denise, nanalo na si David. Let's give chance to others. Let's see si Espinosa Marine.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Incentive.
Okay, let's see kung tama ba ang incentive. Next slide. Yes, tama po ang incentive. Congratulations. Please message si Miss AJ. Ayan. For our 8, pang 8 na natin to. Last 2. I think last 3. Yan. Okay? Ayan. Ano kaya yan? Okay, ang nakikita ko dito. Yes, Rodelma. Okay, nawala si Rodelma. Okay, yes, Ren. Ren Nicole. Yes, Ren. Ren Nicole Denise. Rex. Ang haba na name. Ayan. I think hindi tayo naririnig ni Ren. Okay, anyone na nakakaalam? Okay, last call for BBNHS Ren Nicole. He? Okay, wala. Pero sige. Nanalo na si Eliani. Anyone, ano pa, other hands, para lahat tayo may PK merch. Ayan. Okay. Hindi yata tayo narinig ni Ren. Okay, anyone, sino pa po ang nakakaalam? Ayan. Ayan, go. Go, yes.
You make you make profit.
Unfortunately, incorrect po. Pero tama ang first word. That's the clue. Okay, that's the clue. Tama ang first word. Anyone? Yes, Sam Ventimiglia.
You make capital. You make capital.
Again po.
You make capital po.
You, as in you make capital.
Opo.
Unfortunately, mali po ang first word natin. Okay, again, sino pa po? Ayan. Okay, let's give a chance to Rodelma.
Yung may capital. Yung.
Again po.
Yung may capital. Yung po yung first word.
Unfortunately, incorrect po. Kailangan buuin po natin ng word. Okay? Next one, we have Jim Jillian.
You make capital. You make capital.
Again po ang first word.
You make capital.
Unfortunately, incorrect po. Okay? Let's see kung sino pa. Okay, dito meron pa si Alfie.
You may capital, human capital po.
Yes, correct. It's human capital po. Okay, congratulations. Nanalo ka po. Please message Miss AJ. So later on, or pag sumali kayo ng Project Kayamanan, madidiscuss pa yan kung ano ba ang human capital. Okay? Next couple of words po tayo.
Labor. Labor.
Labor.
Okay, sige. Let's consider natin sige winner si Ren. Okay na. Okay, Ren, congratulations. Labor po. Pa-message po si Miss AJ, okay? For our last item, ayan, sino kaya? Okay, let's see si Angelica.
Ma'am, ATM po.
Okay, yes, congratulations. ATM po ang tamang sagot. Then, message po si Miss AJ. Congratulations sa mga nanalo. Ayan, yung mga nasaksihan yung mga words, ayan yung mga karaniwang nakikita natin pag inaaral natin ang financial or pag naririnig natin yung about sa money. So, ayan yung isa sa mga or mga words na dinidiscuss sa Project Kayamanan. And later on, may encounter pa natin siya. Okay? Now, ayan, again, sa mga nanalo po, pwede po natin i-message ang Project Kayamanan or si Miss AJ mismo. Okay, now, to introduce the Project Kayamanan, next slide please. May I call on one of the junior coaches of Project Kayamanan, a grade 12 student of University of La Salette Senior High School, Miss Glimes Hill C. De Vera.
Good day, everyone. I am Glimes De Vera from ULSHS, all the way here in Isabela. Let us all dive into discovery of what is Project Kayamanan, or PK in short. It was formerly known as Budget Squad Manila, which was established in 2016. It is a nonprofit organization that raises financial literacy, financial wellness, confidence, and self-worth of Filipino youth like us through financial education programs, social entrepreneurship, microfinance, and access to income opportunities to achieve financial inclusion, economic empowerment, and sustainable development. Project Kayamanan is also a TAYO or 10 Accomplished Youth Organization 2021 qualifier. A UCLA Seeds for the Future 2021 grantee, is a Buena Luwilier Foundation 2021 grantee, and a UCLA Ignite MNL 2019 awardee for Best Programs for Economic Empowerment, Upline Kaalaman sa Pananalapi, a BPI CNAG 2019 semifinalist, and a Sun Life Foundation's Brighter World Builder Challenge 2018 winner. This year, PK had already started, or the PK 2.0 had already started, and here is the objectives that guides them towards their mission. First on our list was to help them realize or help the youth realize the role of money in their lives and achieve their plans and goals. Introduce the basic concepts of financial or the financial literacy, and also share on how to access financial products and services, encourage to build savings and assets, support in making financial decisions, and teach on how to avoid fraud and scams. They also encourage the change of mindset in overcoming poverty and build confidence to have firm life decisions, and urge to plan towards economic security, and also share the value of reciprocity or giving back. The following picture shows the current stakeholder of this organization, aka the PK family. Since we had already discussed some of the information on PK 2.0, let us go deeper. PK 2.0 was also known as the year 2 of this program. It is comprised by a free online peer financial education program for the public high school students, especially from grades 10 to 12. It follows train the trainer peer education and rewards based model, and it was initially funded by Italy Seeds for the Future and supported by the U.S. State Department and U.S. Mission to ASEAN. So here is the schedule of PK 2.0. So last February 19, 20, 26, 27, this year, 2022, PK had already launched their junior coach training program for grades 11 and 12. The PK peer session had already started last March and is expected to end by September 2022. This year, Project Kayamanan was able to gather 23 peer groups facilitated by junior coaches, and it is expected that we would be able to achieve 27 sessions in total, which is a 1 hour session every Saturday or Sunday, depending on the selected schedule. The PK 2.0 also offers rewards, which is the junior coach will receive a maximum of 200 points per session, and a learner will receive a maximum of 50 points per session. The junior coach points are convertible into cash or Project Kayamana merchandise, while the learner points are convertible into Project Kayamana merchandise and other surprises. The following picture presents the activities done by Project Kayamanan. Also, Project Kayamanan offers other programs, so let me present the so-called PK workshops. So PK workshop is a free online training or seminar offered to Project Kayamanan members by guest mentors. It includes training seminar on social entrepreneurship, digital technology, leadership, and writing, and also public speaking. So this program aims to boost the members' confidence and provide them with new skill and abilities, which will help them become economically independent, passionate, and purposeful. Generally, Project Kayamanan offers program that caters a free financial education for low-income rural communities. So PK trains influential young people, or usually the youth leaders in the community, to be an OKSP peer educator or Oplan Kaalaman sa Pananalapi. And the educators facilitates the financial education sessions to their community, and they also provide one-on-one coaching to families, especially to mothers who primarily manage the cash or the cash inflow and outflow in the family. So aside from this, as you can see in our picture, we have here Oplan Kaalaman sa Pananalapi from the year 2018 to 2019, in which it was participated by 105 students from Alabat Island, Quezon, and they had successfully trained 15 youth community coaches. So let us proceed. So here is the other evidences that the program was indeed successful. So generally, Project Kayamanan offers program that caters a free financial education, and it also offers sustainability programs such as Project Kayamanan Loans and Savings Club to give Project Kayamanan members access to micro savings and microcredit, including microinsurance. If you are interested to be part of our growing family, you are very much welcome.
Ayan, thank you very much, Glimes, for that. Now, next slide, please. Yeah. Yeah. Now, to discuss the importance of financial education for the youth, may I call on the co-founder of Project Kayamanan, Ms. Stephanie Vicente.
Hi. So, hi. Magandang araw po. Ako po si Stephanie ng Project Kayamanan. So, for today, I will talk about the importance of financial education for the youth. But before that, I will share first the story of Project Kayamanan and how we end up here. So, next, please. Ayan. So, ito, yung classic na Project Kayamanan MMK story. So, this is Michelle. She is one of my high school best friends and the co-founder of Project Kayamanan. This picture was taken when she was 16 years old. Yeah. So Michelle is a typical teenager at that time with high hopes and dreams, but life hit her hard. Her father died in a work-related accident, leaving her unemployed mother and five younger siblings with nothing. Her mother became depressed. So Michelle, as the eldest, gathered all her strength to step up in the role of her mom. She became an adult at the age of 16. She took care of the funeral services, documentations, and went to different agencies to claim death benefits. So imagine that at 16. So if you're in grade 10 now, ayun, yun siya. So they were living in a company staff house at and the company owner immediately evicted them. They did not get the insurance benefits from the company despite the fact that her father was insured. They moved from one relative to another and experienced maltreatment. So she decided to work to get an income. So she worked as a student assistant. She learned to budget her money as her income was not only for her, but also for her siblings. And as a student assistant, she met different people who helped and cared for her. They gave her food and sometimes school allowance, and one even offered to adopt her. So Michelle was persistent to uplift her family from the sudden poverty they went through. So she was very focused and determined to finish college. She did not she did finish college, she did survive college, and she graduated with honors. So Michelle also managed to send her siblings to college. So next slide. Yeah. So in 2014, we learned about the concept of financial literacy from an insurance company. So as our understanding about financial literacy became deep, we assumed that it can be a tool for us to help us manage our own life, as everyone requires money or resources to fulfill whatever we want to do in our lives. So we researched about it and found out that there are studies that supported these claims. So Michelle's difficult life experiences with uncertainties gave us the strong urge to promote financial literacy and teach financial education to Filipinos, most especially to the underserved sectors, as they have fewer resources and opportunities to learn about it. So in this context, money management is very vital for us. Good money management is critical for meeting day-to-day needs, dealing with life cycle of events, and unexpected emergencies. So taking advantage and opportunities when they are present and planning for the future. So lahat yan pasok sa financial education. And we are very firm with our stand that no one deserves to lose this battle with life uncertainty without having the fair chance to fight, equipped with financial awareness and proper financial behavior and attitude in life. So, yeah. So, sinabi namin na dapat hindi na dapat mangyari yung kagaya ng nakaranasan ni Michelle sa iba kung equipped sila ng financial education na kahit papaano mas madali para sa kanila na umangat ulit kung sakaling sila ay nagkaroon ng unexpected na pangyayari sa buhay nila. Unlike sa wala talagang kaalaman at all. So, yun, we decided to launch Project Kayamanan in 2015. Okay, next. Yeah. So, relating to what Tim Polenti said, he said that financial literacy is an important part of avoiding financial mistakes and planning for a strong, secure financial future. Okay, next. So, with that, based on a 2021 research commissioned by Amsterdam-based fintech base and conducted by Forrester Consulting, 7 out of every 10 Filipino consumers are struggling with debt, utang, making the Philippines the most stressed nation when it comes to managing household finances compared with the rest of Asia Pacific, with debt constraining their ability to pay bills, leading to more debts. So kung familiar kayo o naririnig nyo, bakit walang ipon yung mga kakilala nyo? Kasi sabi nila, marami silang utang, kaya hindi sila makaipon. Yun yung karamihan at saka yun yung kalimitan na sinasabi sa atin. And next. And these alarming statistics lead to the immediate need for financial education programs in schools. Okay, next. So why is financial education important for the youth? The youth financial literacy is often taken for granted. Most of the time, it doesn't really get the seriousness that it deserves. The irony of it is that money affects every aspect of our lives. And financial education should be a continuous process, right? From childhood to adulthood. Unfortunately, we seem to fail to recognize that fact. We tend to assume that people will somehow learn money along the way or on their own. However, there needs to be a paradigm shift when it comes to financial literacy. Marami sa atin ang natututo ng tamang paghawak ng pera kapag sila ay bumagsak na. So, ayun. Okay, next. So, yeah. So, why is it important for the youth to know about financial education? Well, the importance of financial education for our youth cannot be overemphasized. Someone who doesn't have an idea on how to manage their finances can easily fall into various financial traps like scams or fraud. It is generally difficult to fix bad financial decisions, which can take several years to do so. So, di ba, mas magandang i-prevent na yung mga magiging bad financial decisions in the future sa ngayon. Habang wala ka pang utang, alam mo na siya dapat. Hindi kung kailan ka baon na baon ka na sa utang, saka mo siya alamin. Di ba? Mas madaling umiwas kaysa makaalpas. Ayun. So, teaching young people about money at an early age will impart them with vital knowledge and skills that will assist them to make informed decisions when it comes to financial matters. So, number one, it empowers them. You have heard people saying that information is power. So, lang mga may alam. The same thing applies to financial matters. The more information you have about your finances, the better equipped you will be. On the other hand, a lack of proper knowledge and information about money is dangerous to any person. So parang, why do you go to school? So to learn about science, math, history, and other subjects. The answer is to empower us in those areas. Diba? So similarly, education about money should be given the same priority as other disciplines. Young people need to be empowered about money and how it works because it's a life skill. Okay, next. Number two, lack of financial knowledge breeds ill-equipped adults. So statistics indicate that young people who never receive proper education on finances end up as financially clueless. They don't know how to manage their debts, avoid financial traps, and save or invest. So such people are able to make informed financial decisions kapag you have financial literacy or you're financially educated. Yeah. Next. Number three, lack of financial education makes it easy for youth to pick up bad financial habits. They can be easily influenced by others to engage in other poor financial habits, such as gambling. Diba? A person with a proper financial background don't easily lured to participate in activities such as Ponzi schemes, scams, fraud, and other financial problems or difficulties. And number four, financial education helps them to better prepare them for emergencies. So sometimes we are caught up in urgent situations that require large amount of money. So for a young person who is financially aware or literate, it becomes easier to maneuver and come out on a situation compared who is not. So kagaya na sabi ko kanina, mas madaling makakaalpas kung meron kang background, kung meron kang foundation kaysa sa wala at all. Okay? So what are the benefits of financial literacy? So maraming siyang benefits. So, magbibigay lang ako ng 5. So, number one, it helps us understand the value of money. Ulit-ulit na kailangan mo ng pera sa buhay. Okay? So, kahit mangarap ka ng sobrang taas, kung wala kang pera, wala. Kahit na gustuhin mo na abutin yung mga pangarap mo, kung wala ka namang resources para gawin yun, mahihirapan kang abutin yun. Lahat ng bagay, lahat ng kinikilos mo, may kaakibat na halaga, may kaakibat na pera. So, bakit hindi mo alamin kung paano mo yan pagaganahin para sa'yo at your own benefit, right? Number 2, financial literacy keeps us from being debt slaves. So that means you will only borrow something which you are able to repay. So, maraming nababaon sa utang kasi kahit na wala na silang pambayad ay umuutang sila or umiikot yung utang nila. Yung isang utang, uutang siya ulit, ibabayad sa isa pang utang. Tapos utang siya ulit para ibayad ulit sa isang utang. So, paikot-ikot. So, ganun yung kalimitan na nangyayari. Kaya hindi nakakaalpas dahil sa yung isang utang ibabayad sa isa pang utang. Okay? So, number 3, it empowers us on how to invest and create wealth. Being financially literate generally enlightens us in various ways to which we can invest our money and generate more wealth. So, kung mas financially literate ng isang tao, mas makakita niya yung oportunidad kung saan siya pwedeng kumita. Kung saan niya pwedeng ilagay ang pera niya para kumita. Okay? And then, it prevents us from making poor financial decisions. Of course. So, hindi madaling mapunta doon sa mga scams or fraud. And then, dahil sa naiintindihan mo rin kung paano siya kinikita. Kasi usually, kaya yung maraming tao na napupunta sa mga scams or fraud, nilalagay nila yung pera nila doon sa isang sitwasyon dahil sa nahuhumaling sila doon sa pangako ng nung company na yon na ibabalik sa kanila. So, kung mas financially literate ng isang tao, malalaman niya na hindi din naman basta-basta ganun. Hindi naman basta-basta kikita yung pera niya. Hindi siya magic. Ayun. And then, yeah, yun lang. So, to sum it up, youth financial education is very important. A person's youth is a critical stage in life. So, the mistakes you make as a youth will have a great impact on your adult life. So, yeah. So if proper education, proper financial education is provided at this stage, then we are bound to have a financially responsible adult generation. So, yun lang.
Ayan. Thank you very much, Ms. Stephanie, for that comprehensive presentation. Now, let's move on to our next part. Next slide, please. Again, shoutout nga po pala dyan sa mga nanonood sa FB Live. Hello po sa inyo. I hope nag-enjoy at marami kayo natututunan sa ating program for this afternoon. So we would like to extend our acknowledgement to our partners. Next slide, please. First one up, to the Spark Project. So, Spark Project and yung crowdfunding campaign na isinasagawa ng Project Kayamanan. So, Project Kayamanan is conducting its first crowdfunding campaign to raise financial literacy, confidence, and self-worth of public high school students through online peer financial education and community microfinance programs. With your help, learning kits will be given to 500 learners. Each learning kit contains 27 online financial peer sessions, 13 financial education modules, 10 productivity workshops, unlimited consultation hours, learning rewards, and of course, access to Project Kayamanan Loans and Savings Club. Ano-ano ba yon? Mamaya malalaman natin. So pwede nating ma-access or malaman kung ano pa ba crowdfunding campaign through the Spark Project via that link na chinat ni Christina. Ayan po, nasa chat box. And now let's see their video. Ayan, that is the crowdfunding campaign through the Spark Project. Next slide, please. Another sponsor, partner that we would like to acknowledge. Next slide. Ayan. Another partner that we would like to acknowledge is the Food for the Hungry Philippines. So Food for the Hungry Philippines provides life-changing resources such as clean water, medical aid, food, equal educational opportunities to give girls and boys vocational training and empowerment in the middle of unimaginable hardships, while honoring the people they serve by inviting them to contribute in the process. So let us end poverty together by sponsoring each child today. You can see their Facebook page via this link po. Yeah. Let's see their video.
When you grew up in poverty, ang tendency mo is to think na that's the reality na all you see is difficulties. I grew up in a squatters area in Caloocan. That's the kind of childhood that I had. It was really life transforming when I met Food for the Hungry. Kasi the holistic development of Food for the Hungry was the one that helped me become who I am today. You know, if you feed a child, that's just good for one day. If you feed the child's soul, if you feed the child's heart, if you feed the child's mind with beliefs and mindset, yun kasi bit-bit yun ng bata hanggang pagtanda niya.
Transparency.
And that's what I'm thankful for with Food for the Hungry. They did not just feed me for a day. They fed my life, my soul, my heart, and my mind. That I'm different. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And God has a special purpose for me and my life. My name is Luisa Sanense Navarez. I'm a businesswoman and a former sponsored child.
Ayan po ang Food for the Hungry Philippines. Next one, De Las Piñas National High School PK Club. So ito, extension po ng aming project sa different kind of school. And actually, ang Las Piñas National High School Project Kayamanan Club is the first student-led extension program of Project Kayamanan. And soon, I hope, sana na lahat na ng school and maraming school ang ma-reach ng Project Kayamanan Club. So Project Kayamanan aims to expand its program through the local PK clubs to reach more learners who will be financial education partners and ambassadors in their families, schools, and communities. Next slide, please. Ayan, syempre, laging may exciting part sa isang program. So round 1 tayo ng raffle time. But wait, okay, so since may technical difficulties about sa raffle natin kasi may brand out lang na pangyayari, so skip muna tayo, later na lang tayo sa round 2 na magkakaroon ng raffle. And to inform you, ang mananalo po sa raffle natin ay each round ay may 10 po tayo. So, ayan, later on malalaman natin kung ano yung prize, okay? For now, let's proceed muna sa next slide, please. So to discuss the consumer education for youth, may I call on the project assistant of Project Kayamanan, Miss Aliana Patrimonio.
Hi everyone! Ayan. Hi, I'm Aliana. As said by Jeff, I am the project assistant in Project Kayamanan. And gising pa ba kayo? Kung totoong gising pa kayo, chat down below. Ano yung latest budol nyo? Gusto ko malaman. Kasi, i-judge ko kayo. Ano yung latest budol natin this week? And we're gonna talk about consumer education, which is a very important topic to discuss. Oh, ice cream. Okay, keep them coming. And then next slide, please. Bakit nga ba importante itong consumer education? So, in 2016, the DTI decided to have consumer education and advocacy seminars in schools because they believe na through this program, they can help develop and form more consumers who are vigilant, mapanuri, mapagmatsyag in buying products and availing services. So they thought na this would help them be more conscious and cautious in selecting products and services with an assurance of quality, safety, and competitive price. So, hindi lang quality yung concern, hindi lang yung price, dapat all of the characteristics said. So, diving deeper, under education, next slide please. Ayan, we have 8 consumer rights that we will be talking about today. Ano ba yung mga karapatan natin bilang mga consumer? Baka mamaya meron tayong hindi alam na, oh, off na pala yun, pero tuloy-tuloy lang tayo. Meron pala tayong mga karapatan na dapat alam natin. So, first and foremost, next slide please. Ayan, the right to basic needs. So, this is the right that guarantees survival, adequate food. Basically, ito yung bare minimum. And according to our rights, dapat yung bare minimum na to is affordable or available to us at good quality. So, yung mga basic needs natin, dapat talaga easily accessible siya para sa atin and para sa masa. And also with that, we also have the right to safety. So, hindi pwedeng itong mga accessible goods na to just because they're probably more affordable. Basta mabigay sila, okay na. Dapat they are safe for us. It is our right to be protected against marketing of goods or services that are hazardous to health and life. So, if you would remember way back, nagkaroon ng issue na yung toys and school supplies sa Divisoria pre-pandemic, mataas pala yung lead content nila. And you can imagine, syempre, if you're not really someone who shops in national bookstore, mga ganyan, and yun talaga yung afford mo. If you would buy that, kawawa yung kids na probably naapektuhan yung health. So it's important na meron tayong right to safety. And along with that safety, next slide please, we also have the right to information. So it is our right to be protected against fraud or misleading advertising. So fun fact, yung mga chocolates, if they are from Japan, kailangan by law, yung picture nung chocolate or whatever that is, kailangan relatively similar siya sa size talaga nung nasa loob ng packet. Hindi pwede yung ginagawa sa ibang marketplace natin ngayon na sa picture ang ganda, ang juicy ng burger, ang laki ng chicken, pero pagkain mo, fish fillet. Ayan, so we have the right to be protected against fraud, misleading advertising, and the right to be given the facts so that we can make an informed choice. Kasi of course, uh, if we if we see na hindi naman pala fit sa atin no yung bagay na to, then hindi natin siya bibilin. And along with that, we have the right to choose. We can choose products that we deem competitive and satisfactory yung quality niya. So also, moving forward, and next slide please. Yan, we have the right to representation. If we know na itong mga rights natin, hindi na natin siya napoprotektahan or naaabuso na siya, we have the right to express consumer interest in the making and execution of government policies. So for example, itong certain business na 'to, ang tagal na nila nanloloko ng tao. Wala bang government policy diyan na puwede nating, isulong para next time maiwasan na natin 'to? We also have the right to redress. So, kung sakaling hindi maiiwasan at nagkaroon ng misrepresentation, nabigyan tayo ng unsatisfactory services, we have the right to be compensated. So if you would see in some businesses merong no return, no refund policies, kahit yung mga gano'n, meron silang kailangang sundin na guidelines and protocol. Hindi porket, "O, binigay na namin yun sa'yo ha, bahala ka na." So especially in the online age right now, 'di ba, maraming lost packages, minsan order mo cellphone, pagdating sa'yo electric fan. So, it's really important na alam natin na we have this right. And then, moving forward, our next right is consumer. You know, ignorance is never an excuse. Pero at the same time, 'di ba, meron talagang mga sectors na hindi naaabot ng information na kailangan nilang malaman. And it is our right to acquire the knowledge and skills necessary to be an informed consumer. Kasi minsan hindi mo alam na aabuso ka na pala. And it's important to know this as well as to share this. So, kayo na nandito ngayon, you know, while you're listening afterwards, maybe you can share this with your family, your friends, para lahat tayo #safe. And then we also have the right to a healthy environment. This is the right to live and work in an environment which is neither threatening nor dangerous. Dapat we can live a life of dignity and well-being. So, yung factories, for example, na nagda-dump ng unsafe chemicals kung saan-saan, pero may mga katabi silang naninirahan doon, we have a right to go against that. And of course, along with these rights, no, hindi lang naman pwedeng laban tayo ng laban sa mga karapatan natin. Kasabay ng mga karapatan natin, meron din tayong mga tungkulin as consumers. So, moving forward to our consumer responsibilities, first and foremost is critical awareness. Yeah, I get it. Deserve mo yan. Deserve mo yung checkout na yan. Pero the point is, deserve ka ba niya? So what is critical awareness ba? So this is the consumer responsibility. Next slide, please. This is our responsibility to be more alert and questioning about the use and price and the quality of the good or the service we're trying to buy or, you know, get. And oo, deserve mo siya, pero tama ba yung presyo niya? Quality ba talaga yan? Baka mura nga siya tapos paggamit mo natatanggal naman, ganyan. So we have to be critically aware also, no? 'Di ba minsan nga may mga nagko-comment na sa isang product may review na, "Ang pangit naman po ng ano niyo," and then yung owner, "Magbasa po kasi kayo." Nakalagay naman po sa description. So we have to be critically aware or also hindi puwede we have to take action. Hindi puwedeng, "I don't want na, I'm shy na." Kailangan ipaglalaban natin. So, this is the responsibility to assert ourselves. Next slide, please. And act to ensure that we get a fair deal. So, we have to remember na if we are being passive consumers, we will continue to be exploited. 'Di ba? Kung meron kang concern, you speak up about it. Kasi, number one, nothing's gonna happen if you don't. And then number two, you can help in protecting other people na next time hindi na yun mangyari sa kanila kasi you voiced it out. And connecting to other people, we also have social concern. Porket maganda yung service sa'yo ng isang shop, sasabihin mo, wag sana kayo puro paninira, okay naman yung store sa akin. Unity and prayers tayo, hindi pwedeng gano'n. So social concern is the responsibility to be aware of the impact of our consumption to other citizens, especially the poor, the exploited, the disadvantaged. Imagine those people who are not tech savvy in this day and age of online shopping. Makaka-receive sila ng something, hindi naman nila alam na pwede nilang i-return yon or whatever. They can easily be scammed. And so we have to have this social concern for other people who may not have the same information or may not have the same privilege that we have. So along with that, we also have to care for our environment. You know, we can't sleep on climate change. And especially nowadays, no, maraming businesses who say na they have sustainable packaging, ganyan. But in reality, yung bagong packaging nila mas damaging pa. It's just a marketing scheme. And then some people even use it to, tataasan yung price because apparently the packaging na eco-friendly is mas mahal. But I really think na, trying to improve our environment doesn't really lie on making new products na parang bago to. So, ito yung eco-friendly version ng isang bagay na meron tayo. It just comes with a lot of discipline, no? Kung hindi mo naman kailangan, don't buy it. If you have a resourceful other alternative for it, you don't have to buy it again. Then again, syempre, we appreciate all the efforts and all the help we can get to be environmentally aware. So, yung mga packages nyo, if you receive some, maybe you can reuse it. Kung may box man yan, we have to do our part. And lastly, solidarity, no? Kakarali nyo yan. And this is a responsibility to organize together as consumers to develop the strength and influence to promote our interests. So if we can help one another to um, to promote policies, to protect our interests by speaking up or by joining in organizations na are going against a certain cause or business na harm para sa atin, then we have to have this kind of unity. Ayan. So the consumer rights and consumer responsibilities, hopefully they guide us. And actually, the DTI has more consumer tips. You can definitely check it out. Next slide, please. And for our everyday boodles to guide us, marami pa silang tips doon how to avoid scams and whatnot. You can check it out at tinyurl.com, DTI Consumer Tips. Ayun, so hopefully through this, we become more responsible and consumers who know kung ano yung mga karapatan natin as well as we can share this for our family and friends. Ayun lang.
Yeah, thank you very much, Miss Aliana. Now to discuss the beware of scams and fraud. Ito yung pinaka talagang iniiwasan natin about financial education, no? So may I call on one of the junior coaches of Project Kayamanan, a grade 12 STEM student of Polytechnic University of the Philippines, Santa Mesa, Justin Shane Atega.
Ayun, thank you very much and good afternoon sa inyong lahat. Kumain na ba kayo? Kumusta ang inyong lunch? Okay, so ayun. Ngayon, pag-uusapan natin ang tungkol sa fraud and scams na kahit hindi tungkol sa pera, kahit sa iba't ibang bagay ay madalas nararanasan natin. Ayan. Next slide please. Bago tayo mag-start sa i-discuss natin tungkol sa fraud and scams, gusto ko lang i-share sa inyo yung isa sa pinaka-importanteng natutunan ko mula sa CEO and founder ng National Bookstore. Ito kasi ay nakalagay sa kanyang libro or co-authored siya ng marketing book. Sabi niya, never enter unfamiliar terrain. Malawak ang ganitong kasabihan, ngunit ang sinasabi lang dito ay huwag kang papasok sa isang bagay na hindi mo alam ang kalakaran, ang sistema, at kung paano gumagalaw ang lahat. Bakit ba kailangan nating malaman ang isang bagay bago natin ito pasukin? Bakit kailangan nating maging secured? Ngayong araw na ito, malalaman natin ang kahalagahan ng pag-alam sa isang bagay financially, lalong-lalo na sa ating pera. Next slide please. Ang objective natin ngayon is aalamin natin ano nga ba yung iba't ibang uri ng fraud and scams. Yung mga common na madalas na nangyayari sa atin kahit sino man tayo, kahit wala tayong bank account, no, kahit nangyayari siya, at hindi lang dito sa Pilipinas, kung hindi laganap din ito sa ibang bansa. Ayan. So, meron ditong video na kung saan ipapakita dito ang situation ng isang teacher. na minumulto siya ng iba't ibang scam at fraud. So panoorin natin ang video para makita pa natin ito.
Amy, gabi na ikaw na lang nandito.
Uwi na ako ah.
Ah, sige, ingat.
Congrats ulit, milyonaryo ka na ha.
Salamat. Sige. Kala ko ba umuwi ka na?
Naku, nakakatakot naman itong mga online scam na to. Congratulations. You just won 100,000 pesos. Load 500 to this number to get your cash prize. Ay, naku po. Nakakakilabot naman itong mga text scam na to.
Teacher Amy, pwede po ba kayong mag-donate sa Children's Ghost Foundation? Mag-donate ka!
Oh, pati ba naman mga bata ginagamit sa charity scams na yan?
Teacher Amy, dodobleng pera mo sa investment na ito. Garantisado! Pumirma ka na dito, dali!
Uwi na nga ako. Minumulto na ako ng mga investment scams na yan.
Nakasaang multi-level business. Mag-recruit ka na. Titriple ang pera mo.
Muntik na ako mabiktima ng pyramiding scam na yan.
Dapat matakot sa mga scams na yan. Maging mapanuri at mag-ingat kayo sa pagpapalago ng inyong kinikita. Maraming legitimate investment products kung saan pwedeng lumago ang ating pera. Gaya ng stocks, bonds, real estate, treasury bills, at UITF. Kumonsulta sa inyong bangko at iba pang financial institutions para sa investment products na bagay sa inyo.
Ayan. Sa video na ito, dito pinapakita na ang isang teacher na sinabi ng kanyang co-teacher na, "Teacher, milyonaryo ka na." Nakikita natin dito na kapag marami ka ng pera ay mas susceptible ka sa scams, lalong-lalo na kapag hindi educated masyado ang individual tungkol dito. Kaya ngayong araw na ito, narito tayo para magkaroon ng awareness sa iba't ibang uri ng scam at kung paano natin ito maiiwasan. The two terminologies ay ang fraud and scam. Ano nga ba ang pagkakaiba ng dalawa at ang pagkakapareho nila? Ang dalawang term na ito ay madalas na ginagamit interchangeably or napagpapalit-palit sila. Ang salitang fraud at scam. Ngunit meron din silang pagkakaiba. Ayon sa Harvard University Employees Credit Union, napadali ang pag-define sa dalawang term na ito na kung saan ang fraud ay ang umbrella o general term na kung saan ito ay binubuo ng mga iba't ibang uri ng scam. Ang fraud ay isang general term na mga koleksyon ng illegal na gawain na nagdudulot o nagiging sanhi ng pagkawala ng pera ng isang tao o naaabala ang kanyang financial aspect. Pag sinabi naman nating scam, ito yung mga specific na gawain na ang objective nito ay makapanlamang o manggulang ng kapwa sa pamamagitan ng pagkuha ng kanilang pera. Ayun. So, next slide please. Maraming uri ng fraud, ngunit ito yung pinaka-common sa kanila. Yung card replacement, card cloning, ATM skimming, and ATM jackpotting. Ang mga gawaing ito ay ginagawa ng mga scammers para makuha ang iyong mga sensitive information kagaya ng impormasyon sa credit card, yung mga password, PIN code, at iba pa. Next slide please. ATM skimming and jackpotting. It's all about the illegal installation of malicious hardware such as camera, scanning devices, and some software in ATM and POS machine. Sa ATM skimming at jackpotting, ang mga hackers ay gumagamit ng teknolohiya sa pagkuha ng ating mga sensitive information. Ito man ay camera, ito man ay scanning device o software na nakaprogram mismo doon sa mga device na iyon. Sa 21st century, maraming technological na pagbabago ang nangyayari sa atin na nakapagpabilis din sa ating transaksyon, lalong-lalo na sa financial aspect ng tao. Mas napapabilis mag-withdraw, mag-deposit, ngunit kaakibat ng mga pagbabagong ito ay hindi natin maiiwasan na meron din itong kaakibat na masama, katulad ng paggamit nila ng teknolohiya para makuha ang ating mga impormasyon. Ang camera ay obviously kinukuha nila yung PIN information natin, lahat ng detalye, pinipicturan. Next slide please. Ito ang halimbawa ng mga ATM skimming devices na laganap kahit hindi lang dito sa Pilipinas kung hindi dahil sa buong mundo. Lalo-lalo na ang pinaka-common dito is yung hidden camera na hindi mo talaga malalaman na mayroon siyang camera. Ngunit dahil aware na tayo na kung saan sila maaaring matatagpuan, ay maaari na natin silang maisumbong sa otoridad. Itong scammer, kung nakikita nyo sa screen, meron siyang external na layer na nilalagay. Yung kulay green na yan, diyan pinapasok yung card. Pero yung skimmer ay yung parang external layer siya o yung meron siyang balat o meron siyang shell na kung saan nare-record niya lahat ng impormasyon ng credit card mo. Bakit nga ba gustong-gusto ng mga scammer na makuha nilang impormasyon mo bukod sa makuha nila ang pera mo sa bangko o sa kahit anong financial institution? Simply because gusto nilang makagawa ng illegal copy ng card mo. Dahil lahat ng yan, lalo na sa scammer, nakaprogram lahat ng impormasyon mo na nakukuha nila nang hindi natin namamalayan. Ganoon din ang hidden camera, pin pad overlay. Next slide please. Ayan, katulad niyan. Next slide please. So, paano ba natin mapoprotektahan ang ating sarili mula sa ATM skimming or paano natin mapoprotektahan ang ating bank account? Nasabi kanina ni Miss Aliana na mayroon tayong karapatang maprotektahan mula sa kahit anong krimen o fraudulent, lalong-lalo na sa ating mga pera dahil ito ay napakahalagang bagay sa atin. Ayon sa Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, dapat tayong maging familiar sa iba't ibang skimmer katulad ng hidden camera, keypad overlay at yung skimmer na nasa yung kulay green. Dapat nating alamin yung standard na itsura nila dahil kung medyo kakaiba sila, halimbawa yung keypad overlay kapag medyo weird siya tignan or medyo hindi siya yung parang makinis, 'di ba? Or yung may mga bako-bako. O yung skimmer naman parang nag-shed ng balat kasi 'di ba may external ano yon na cover. So kapag nakikita niyo na medyo kakaiba at hindi kayo komportable sa ATM, siguro subukan suggested na i-report natin ito doon mismo sa bangko kung may makikita man tayong mga pagbabago. At ang advisable din na kapag magwi-withdraw tayo ng pera sa ATM, ay kailangan nating tignan ang taong nakapaligid sa atin. If somebody is standing too close while you're making a transaction, whatever it is, we have to politely request the person sa likod natin to step back. Hindi siya masama dahil pinaprotektahan lang natin ang ating information. So, iwasan natin na magkaroon ng tao sa likod natin. Next slide, please. Ayan. May inilabas din ng Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas na ano ba ang gagawin natin kapag nagkaroon ng undispensed withdrawal or mayroong weird thing na nangyari sa transaction sa ATM. Ang gagawin lang natin ay kahit may nasuspetsahan tayong unusual na transaction sa bangko, may nasuspetsahan man tayo or wala, dapat nating i-take note lahat ng impormasyon katulad ng date, oras, location ng bangko o yung branch niya at yung transaction number. Lagi dapat, it is suggested na dapat lagi nakalista lahat ng impormasyon man na yan. Whether may nangyari mang kakaiba sa transaction o wala. Kasi it will definitely save us. So, picturean natin ang ating resibo at i-report agad ito sa otoridad, lalong-lalo na sa Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas o sa bangko mismo. Next slide, please. So, ayun, next slide, please. Ayan. Ang ugat ng fraudulent financial transaction, lahat ng nangyayaring scam at fraud ay dahil yan sa identity theft. Sa pagkuha ng ating mga sensitive information mula sa ating bank account o other institutions na kung saan nakalagay ang ating pera. Yan ang pinakaugat o way nila kung bakit nila na-access lahat ng laman, nakuha nila ang pera natin dahil yan sa identity theft. Next slide, please. Merong iba't ibang uri ng identity theft, ngunit ito lang yung 5 common. Una sa lahat yung phishing. Itong phishing, common na common ito sa Pilipinas, lalo na't maraming nababalita na mga sikat na personalidad ang nabibiktima ng phishing. Ang phishing ay tumutukoy sa uri ng scam na kung saan yung scammer ay magkukungwaring isang personalidad, isang lehitimo or legit na institution. Halimbawa, magkukunwari siya bilang isang bangko kahit hindi naman talaga, na magsisend sila ng email, ng text message na kailangan mong pumunta sa link na ganito para maklaim yung pera mo or nanalo ka ng raffle na ganito para makuha yung sensitive information mo. Next is phishing. Ang phishing ay kapareho lang ng phishing, ngunit from the word itself, phishing, letter V, ibig sabihin ay voice phishing. Ang voice phishing ay ang verbal scam. Na kung saan tatawagan ka ng scammer na sasabihin na sila ay parte ng isang organisasyon financial institution o parte ng isang grupo na sasabihin na meron kang napanalunan, meron kang nakuha kahit hindi ka naman talaga nag-apply o wala ka naman talagang ginawa pero may napanalunan ka, kakausapin ka mismo ng tao at hihingian ka nila ng request, 'di ba? Yun yung laging ng scam is laging may kapalit. Yung sila na nga nag-offer tapos hihingian ka pa ng kapalit. So, it's all about the phishing, it's all about clicking the link, filling out the information, and phishing is a scammer is talking directly to you. Although hindi mo malalaman na scammer siya. Pero dahil sa mga conversation nyo, malalaman mo na scammer siya. Spoofing. Ito yung ito rin yung pagkukunwari bilang isang brand, personalidad, bilang isang other identity para makakulimbat ng impormasyon mo. Ang phishing at spoofing ay correlated o connected sa isa't isa. Dahil may mga gumagawa ng phishing na gumagamit ng spoofing techniques. Okay. So sa shoulder surfing, ito yung common ito sa ATM, no? Sa ATM kapag magagawa tayo ng financial transaction sa ATM. Shoulder surfing simply tells na merong spy sa likod mo, merong nakatingin or para siyang nangongopya ng impormasyon mo, titignan niya sa likod. Kaya advisable o napaka-importante talaga na politely we have to ask other people na umurong habang gumagawa tayo ng financial transaction. And dumpster diving, kung nakikita nyo yung lalaki, may hinahanap siya sa basurahan, the dumpster diving simply tells about yung isang tao ay kinakalkal niya lahat ng electronic information mula sa basurahan. Like for example, if 'di ba yung mga parts ng computer pag tinatapon, 'di ba minsan or kahit yung flash drive, 'di ba may information pa 'yon. So kapag tinapon lang yun na basta-basta, pwede nilang makuha yun mula sa basurahan. Kaya siya dumpster diving. So itong limang to, ito yung pinaka-common talaga kung ng identity theft o paano nila nakukuha yung impormasyon ng bawat tao na nagiging dahilan kung bakit nagkakaroon ng scam, nagkakaroon ng nababawasan yung pera natin sa bangko na hindi natin alam kung sinong kumuha. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Ayan. Ito yung halimbawa ng phishing email. Kung hindi pa kayo nakakakita, ganito siya. Although, kapareho din siya nung text messages, random text messages sa atin na, ayan, kaso sa email to. Pero dito muna tayo sa email. So sabi dito, from xyzbank@yahoo.com. Lagi nating iisipin, lagi nating tatandaan, yung email ba na nag-send is legitimate email, legit email from the bank or institution itself? Dapat alam natin yung legit na email ng bangko natin. Katulad niya, may XYZ, may mga anong variable. Tapos, generic greeting. Kung titignan nyo, na-scam yan kasi Dear Internet Banking Customer, hindi in-specify yung pangalan mo dahil ang mga legit na financial institutions, i-address nila mismo sa'yo kasi kliyente ka nila. Pangalan mo, hindi Internet Banking Customer. Kasi ano yan general, ibig sabihin kahit na sino makareceive. Isibihin, it might be a scam. May possibility na scam yan. Tapos, ayan, mali-maling spelling tsaka bad grammar. Tapos may mga sobra-sobrang spaces, may mga sobra-sobrang quotation. Yung alam na natin yan kasi 'di ba nga kapag 'di ba dapat formal, makikipag-usap sila sa customer nila ng formal. Kapag hindi ganoon yung nangyayari, meron ng mali yan. Tapos kapag may sense of urgency like sinasabi doon sa email or text messages na ngayon na, claim it now, click the link now. Kapag minamadali ka niya, there is a huge possibility na scam talaga yan. And ayang click here na yan na hindi dapat pinipindot. Kasi pwede kahit pipindutin mo lang yan, pwede nilang ma-program lahat ng information mo. Makukuha nila lahat. So ayun, tapos wala silang contact information. So ito yung mga senyas na ang isang email ay scam o maaari kang may biktima ng phishing o yan ang senyas na yan ay phishing email. Next slide please. Ayan, katulad nito. Ito yung tinatawag natin kanina na spoofing. Ginagamit nila yung brand, yung logo, yung brand, yung personality. Minsan nga kahit nagkukunwari pa na, for example, yung mga artista, ganon, yung mga sikat na personalidad. Kung titignan natin na ito ay phishing email dahil ginagamit nila yung pangalan ng Netflix. Alam ko na normal na magmukha talaga siyang totoo. Dahil ang mga scammer, kapag nagpi-phishing sila, gumagamit sila ng spoofing technique sa pamamagitan ng gagamit sila ng mga brand ng mga logo na magmumukhang totoo. Kahit yung Lazada, kaya nilang magmukhaing Lazada talaga. Kasi madali lang naman kumuha ng logo, mag-set ng theme, di ba? Ng para magmukhang totoo. Ang lagi lang natin titignan is yung email nila na nasa taas, noreply@netl.com. So, kapag ganun yung email na hindi naman talaga siya legitimate na email, kaya dapat natin tayong magtaka. Ayan. Kapag hiningian ka ng personal information, ang mga legitimate na financial institutions, mga commercial institutions, hindi nila hihingiin yung personal information mo. At ito pa, ang mga legitimate na institutions ay lagi nilang ipapaalam sa iyo na importante ang information mo. Lagi nilang babanggitin, 'di ba, kapag magsasagot nga tayo ng Google form halimbawa, lagi nilang sa simula bago tayo magsagot, nagpapaalam sila kung papayag ba tayong ibigay yung ating information in accordance to Data Privacy Act of 2012. So, sa ganon na naglalapag sila ng mga references, ibig sabihin may respeto sila sa information natin. Pero yung mga ganito na basta-basta lang hindi ito legitimate. There's a possibility that it is a scam and it's a huge possibility. Next slide please. Katulad nitong Amazon, ayan, Netflix, 'di ba? Kahit sabihin na lang natin yung dito sa Philippines yung Lazada, kayang-kaya nilang anuhin yung Lazada. Kayang-kaya nilang gayahin. Ang lagi lang natin titignan is yung URL link. Katulad nito, Management Amazon Canada. So, we have to be aware of the spelling, the URL, 'di ba? Yung mga ganong impormasyon para makita natin na legit siya. Tapos ayun nga, yung generic personal greeting, dapat naka-address yan sa pangalan natin kasi kliyente nila tayo, 'di ba? Tayong client. And ayan, kapag may sense of urgency, gusto nila agad-agad immediately i-click mo daw yung link, ganyan. Next slide please. Ayan naman yung spoof website. Gaya ng sinabi ko kanina, ang makikita lang dapat natin ay yung legit na URL mula sa institution mismo. Next slide please. Ayan, katulad niyan. Next slide please. Katulad nito, amazonx.com. So, bakit may X? So, hindi yan legit na o di yan authorized na URL. Next slide please. So, paano ba natin mapoprotektahan ang ating sarili mula sa phishing and spoofing? Ayon sa Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, ayon sa Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, dapat nating ingatan ang ating personal information, lalong-lalo na yung username, yung password, yung account number, lalong-lalo na yung CVV ng credit at debit card. Dapat tayong maging aware sa generic greeting. Ibig sabihin, gaya ng sinabi ko ulit kanina, dapat naka-address sila sa pangalan mo mismo. For example, Dear Justin. Hindi dapat nilang sasabihin na Dear Customer. And kailangan nating maging aware sa spelling at grammar. And ang dapat lang nating gawin is wag nating pipindutin yung link dahil maaaring tayo'y mapahamak at agad natin itong i-report sa otoridad kung legit ba na yung institusyong nag-send sa'yo, halimbawa yung Netflix, i-email natin yung Netflix kung talagang naggaganon sila. No, kung talagang sa kanila ba mismo nang galing yung mga ganong offers o yung mga, sabi natin, mga prizes, ganyan. Next slide, please. Ayan. Sabi rito, call your bank and send a letter to verify it. Such request if it is real. Ayan. Do report the incident immediately to the company that was spoofed if you think you have given out the information to the fisher. So, gaya nga ng kasabihan natin na mas maganda yung ma-prevent natin bago tayo maging biktima. So, ngayong araw na ito yung magiging daan para hindi tayo o ito yung magiging daan para ma-prevent agad natin ang mga ganitong bagay na mga ganitong phishing at spoofing. So, lagi nating tatandaan na pag i-address agad natin mismo sa institution, yun ang magiging susi para malaman natin kung totoo ba na nag-send sila ng email sa iyo. Kasi minsan, ang ini-email nila masyadong exaggerated, di ba? Masyadong langit at lupa ang inaano. Kahit sabihin na lang natin yung mga link na, alam niyo ba yung yung mga advertisement or advertisement whatever, yung nagsasabi na nanalo ka ng iPhone 13 kahit wala ka namang ginawa, 'di ba? Tapos immediately click this link. Kapag ganun, dapat na tayong maging aware na it might be a scam. Dapat nating siyang isipin. We have to be vigilant. Ayan. So, ayun, i-report agad natin sa authority, sa bangko mismo o sa Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas kung nagaganon talaga sila. Next slide, please. Now, I'm giving the floor to Ms. Steph for the continuation of the presentation.
Yes, Miss Stephanie, you're audible po.
Screen.
Ano po?
Yung screen. Siya lang yung next. Next na, doon na sa may common types of scams. Ayan, dyan. Ayan. So, mabilis lang to. So, ito yung mga common types of scams sa Pilipinas. So, number 1, yung unexpected price scam. Ito yung sinabi mo nanalo ka pero hindi ka naman sumali. So, paano ka mananalo? Hindi ka naman sumali, di ba? So, red flag na yon. Tapos, yung unexpected money scam. Ito naman yung mga nag-i-email na meron ka daw pamana sa kung sino mang foreigner na lolo't lola mo. Siyempre, kung wala ka namang laking foreigner at hindi mo naman alam yung mga taong yun, scam na rin yun. And then, next naman, ang dating and romance scam. So, ito, pangkaraniwan dun sa mga ano tawag doon? Doon sa mga medyo matatanda na naghahanap ng kanilang mga mahal sa buhay gamit ang mga dating apps. Ayun. So, merong sikat na nangyari nung kailan lang, di ba? Yung isang ali, yung pinapirahan siya nung boyfriend niya daw na Amerikano, na GI or sundalo, ganun. Anyway, so, yun. Scam din siya. And then, meron din na threat or extortion scam. Ito yung mga magte-text sa'yo, sasabihin na pasasabugin ko yung bahay mo, kikidnapin ko yung mga mahal mo sa buhay, anak mo, kapatid mo, ganyan, hindi ka nagbibigyan ng pera. Ayun. So, may mga ganyan din na nangyayari. Okay, next. Ayan. So, kagaya nung kanina, may charity scam. sasabihin nila na i-donate sa charity, pero wala talagang charity, bogus yung charity. And then, meron ding itong travel trouble scam. Hindi siya masyado para dito, yung travel troubles. Marami siya sa Thailand. Yung mga foreigner doon na nandun sa mga kalsada nila, tapos nanghihingi sila ng pera. Ayun, sasabihin nila na nakawan sila. Yun pala, mag-extend lang sila ng stay nila doon. Tapos wala na talaga silang perang pambili ng kung ano-ano o pambayad sa mga hotel rent. Yun. And then, meron ding job offer scam. Ito yung sasabihin na may trabaho ka na, pero magbabayad ka, okay? Ano nung babayad kung tatrabaho ka, tapos magbabayad ka. So, obviously, scam siya. And then, yeah. So, ito yung pinakapangkaraniwan, yung text scams. Diba? Ang dami-dami nag-text na kung ano-ano. Meron dyan trabaho. And then, yan, marami pang iba. So, itong mga to, mga unexpected siya lahat. So, most probably, they're scams. Kasi kung hindi sila scam, gagamit sila ng legit na company, mahanap mo sa Facebook or what, diba? So, kung itong mga to wala, so wala siya. So, ito pala, yung mga nagte-text, huwag niyong i-click yung link kasi maaaring dalhin kayo dun sa mga kagaya na banggit kanina, yung mga spoof websites. Okay, next. Ayan, ito yung ito yung bet na bet ng mga nanay at tatay. So, yan. Ano natin? Wait, ayan. So, ito yung bet na bet ng mga nanay at tatay natin, yung mga pyramiding. Ito yung magre-recruit ka ng mga tao. Tapos, mas marami kang recruit, mas malaki yung kikitain mo. So, pag nagbanggaan pa yung dami ng tao na yun, mas malaki pa yung kikitain mo. Ganun. So, ngayon, nagkakaroon ng ng very thin line between scam tsaka yung legit. Kasi halos pareho sila ng scheme, ng sistema na mag-invite ka. Pero paano mo siya ma-differentiate? So, next. Ayan. So, pag tinawag na Ponzi scheme, ito ay yung magbibigay ka lang ng pera doon. Tapos, magre-recruit ka na magbibigay din ulit ng pera. Ngayon, ipapangako nila sa'yo ay high interest. So, tipong in 1 month, kikita na ng 100,000 yung 50,000 mo. Ganon. Kaya minsan, mas eksaherado pa. 200,000. Mga ganong kalalaki. So, diba, kung magiging critical ka, saan naman nila kukunin yung ibibigay nila sa'yo? At saan nila kukunin yung ibibigay nila sa mga i-recruit mo? Kundi doon sa mga pinaiikot nyo rin na perang binibigay mo doon sa kumpanya. So, ganun siya. So, and then, isa naman yung pyramid scheme. Ito yung may mga produkto, pero overpriced yung produkto. Tipong sabon, mabibili mo ng mga 50 pesos, yun ang ibenta nila doon ng mga 500 pesos, mga ganyan. Tapos, mag-recruit ka rin kung mag-recruit ng tao. Ayan. Next. Ayan. So, ayon sa Direct Selling Association of the Philippines, so ano yung direct selling? Ito yung mga kagaya ng Avon na companies. So, sila ay direct sellers. Ayan. So, ayon sa kanila, ano daw ba yung mga 8 questions na kailangan mong tanongin sa sarili mo para makita kung medyo scam or red flag ba yung papasukan mong kumpanya. So, number 1, may produkto ba sila? Number 2, meron ba siyang commission? And then, number 3, meron ba siyang intent to sell? Yung produkto ba niya ay may kwenta at hindi lang yung basta tumali ka lang. And then, meron ba siyang correlation between yung sa recruits at sa compensation. And then, na mag-lead dun sa number 5. If recruitment were to be stopped, paano pag hindi ka na nag-invite, hindi ka na ba kikita? And then, number 6, is there a reasonable product return policy? So, papasok dyan, yun sa consumer education. Kailangan meron yan. And then, kung fair price ba siya, gaya na nabanggit ko, yung 50 pesos, pwede lang ibenta ng 500 pesos. And then, meron bang compelling reason to buy? Halimbawa yung isang produkto, para lang magkaroon ng product, kahit na wala talaga siyang pakinabang, ibibenta siya, gano'n. So, ayon sa Direct Selling Association of the Philippines, kapag may isa dyan na no yung sagot mo, yun, red flag na siya. Pwedeng scam na yun. ang pinaka-titignan mo talaga dyan ay yung produkto at kung ano yung produkto niya. Yun lang. So kapag sablay na yun, wala na, pass na. Okay? Next. So ayan. So paano ba, anong gagawin mo para protektahan ng sarili mo sa mga scams? Yeah. So sabi niya dito, do not believe offers that are good to be true. Too good to be true. I mean, yung kagaya nga nun, yung sobrang taas na interest rate, balik agad yung pera mo, guaranteed returns. Ayan, mga yan, red flags yan. Pwede nyo rin check sa SEC kung registered sila. Pwede nyo rin tignan yung kanilang secondary license, kung yung mga investment products ba niya at activities ay nandun. So, ayun. Next. So, ano yung kailangan tandaan? Number 1, protect your personal and account information. Huwag mo ibibigay yan, maski kanino, maski sa nanay at tatay mo. Lalo na kung hindi rin naman ganun ka-secured yung pagbibigyan mo, na pwede rin ibigay sa iba. Ayan. And then, report suspicious account transactions to your financial institution immediately. So, ano yung financial institution? Banks. So, kung saan kang bangko naka-attach, doon mo siya sasabihin. And then, ayun, avoid offers that are too good to be true. And then, report any suspicious investment schemes to SEC, NBI, or the PNP. Next. Ayan. So, meron tayong video na from the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Ayan, play mo lang yung video.
Along with the increase in digital financial transactions is an observed rise in cyber scams targeting e-payment users. Common scams are those that trick you to share personal information through phishing emails, smishing text messages, phishing voice calls, spoofed or fake websites, or SIM card upgrade by unauthorized telco agents. In most cases, the scammer pretends to be from a financial institution, a popular company, or telco, and asks for your account details, passwords, OTPs, and other personal information. The scammer then uses these data to access your account for fraudulent transactions.
Other scams trick you to send money to accounts that seem valid for transactions that appear legitimate, such as
Online imposter scams,
wherein an imposter pretends to be a relative, financial institution representative, potential employer, charity organization, or romantic partner to obtain your account details and personal information or request for monetary support.
Bogus online sellers, on the other hand, are those who pretend to sell products and services that are not delivered after you have made the e-payment or money transfer. What to do if you get scammed? Keep calm and follow these steps. Document what happened. Save messages. Take screenshots. Keep transaction histories. Call your financial institution's hotline immediately. Provide complete information and share evidence of the incident. Document all communication with the financial institution. Get clarity on its proposed actions and timelines to address your concern. Allow time for the financial institution to review, investigate, and act on your concern. Many cyber scams require full investigation protocols to determine accountable parties and execute solutions. If your financial institution does not act on your concern, or you are unsatisfied with its action, escalate to the BSP. Its consumer assistance mechanism serves as second-level recourse for complaints about BSP-supervised financial institutions. Contact the BSP Online Buddy or BOP on the BSP website or Facebook page, or via text message, only after going through your financial institution's complaint handling process. You have the ultimate responsibility to safeguard your digital financial transactions. Protect yourself from cyber scams. Know and be wary of warning signs of the different kinds of scams.
Engage only with entities registered or supervised by government agencies. Assess reviews from their past customers. Verify the legitimacy and security of websites, apps, or social media pages before making transactions. Never share your account and personal details with anyone. Do not post these information on social media. Use strong passwords and change them regularly. Use different passwords for different accounts. Activate multi-factor authentication in all your accounts. These include security questions, biometrics, MPINs, OTP, email, and security alerts. Follow your financial institution's security guidelines and safety reminders when making online transactions. Remember that your first recourse about a cyber scam or suspicious transaction is to inform your financial institution immediately. Let's do our part to keep our information safe. Let's keep working with the financial services industry so that we can safely and securely make financial transactions online. E-safety is everyone's responsibility.
Ayan, thank you very much, Justine and Miss Stephanie, for the fruitful discussion about scam and fraud. So now we would like again to acknowledge our partners. Next slide, please. Yeah. So first one, the Y Silly Seeds for the Future. Did you know that Project Kayamanan is initially funded by the Y Silly Seeds for the Future? So the Young Southeast Asian Leaders Initiative, or Y Silly Seeds for the Future program, is a small grants competition to support innovative initiatives in Southeast Asia. It provides funding for the region's most promising young leaders to carry out projects that improve their communities, countries, and region across the program themes of civil engagement, economic empowerment, and social entrepreneurship, education, and environmental issues. The program is sponsored by the U.S. Department of State and is funded through a grant from the U.S. Mission to ASEAN. Cultural Vistas began administering the program in 2017. To know more about other youth opportunities, visit the YCL Facebook page via this link. Ayan po, nasa comment section. And let's see and watch their video. Hi Eliza, wala pong sound.
Protecting the environment. Hi! Like you, many people think I'm just a young kid. Even if people think so, I can already see that there are those around me that need help. Not everyone has safe water, or access to education, or a good job, or awareness of the importance of protecting the environment. How can we help? There are challenges in this region that need to be addressed. It is not enough to go online and talk about the problems. We can do more. Join the Young Southeast Asian Leaders Initiative, or YCLE. YCLE is a platform that enables young people like you and me to help solve the problems that we see in our region. The best part is that you are not alone. There are others out there who want to help. YCLE is composed of young Southeast Asian leaders from Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Malaysia, Burma, Philippines, Laos, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. We can find solutions together. Backed by the United States government, YC Lee empowers young Southeast Asian leaders to address these challenges. YC Lee members have access to project funds, regional trainings, and U.S. exchange programs. So do you have a great idea to solve a problem in this region? Let's fix it together. Join YC Lee now, and let's make tomorrow an even brighter day. Register for YC Lee now.
Ayan. And that is the Why Silly Seeds for the Future. Next slide, please. Yeah, we would like to acknowledge another partner, which is the Kids Poo Farm. So Kids Poo Farm is a Zamboanga City-based nonprofit startup and advocacy initiative that aims to inspire future farmers by educating the youth on the importance and value of food and farming. It was co-founded by the father and daughter duo of Munir Hinay and Raina Hinay of Zamboanga City in 2019. Its core theme is composed of proactive youth volunteers, young professionals, and community leaders in Zamboanga. Kids Poo Farm aims to reverse the persistent trend of aging Filipino farmers by building the expertise of the youth in agriculture and creating urban green jobs incubation opportunities to engage them in the business of farming to secure food for the future. So let us all follow Kids Who Farm at this link. Ayan po, provide this sa chat box and let's see their video.
Having a work experience in agriculture, in environmental conservation, I have already observed that I guess one of the pressing challenges of our food security is the aging Filipino farmers.
Okay, so Raina, when did Kids Who Farm start? Can you tell us how it started?
It started to February 26, 2019. And how it started with a single idea to replenish my school's garden. It was really deserted. The plants were dead already, and there was like no one who was watching over it.
I realized that even as a small child can actually propose solutions to the pressing problems of our society, and one of which is food security. So I was encouraged to create something out of the work that I do, sort of advocacy, and that's why Raina and I brainstormed about the name Kids Who Farm. I was inspired to pursue Kids Who Farm together with her because I saw that everyone has a role to play in the solution to our problems, and even as a young kid, as a 9-year-old kid can propose a solution, then I guess everyone can be a part of the bigger answer to these problems. When we started, basically we just want to, we're passionate about teaching kids about food and farming, and we organize activities based on funded by our own resources, and later on it really grew, and we have other organizations collaborating with us.
So in the 2 years since Kids Who Farm started, what are the most memorable experiences?
Eating food. Since Kids Who Farm is mainly about appreciating the value of food, well, I guess that's my favorite part of Kids Who Farm, food.
So from being like a small organization, 2 years after, we're able to really expand and create more impacts. That's the important part of it. So, and part of the impact is really like in Zamboanga, establishing localized food security solutions. Kids of Farm's vision really is about reversing the persistent trend of aging Filipino farmers by building the expertise of young people in food and farming. So as Ryan mentioned, we should make farming fun and easy. That's the tagline. So from a mind of a kid, in order for you to inspire future farmers, it should be fun and easy. So that's why when we created our programs, it is along that kind of mindset.
So as a young person, what do you want to see in Zamboanga or maybe in the Philippines in the future?
I want to see a poverty-free future without any food shortages. I also want to see it without COVID-19. Because of COVID-19, there will be food shortages since poverty and COVID-19 are causing us problems. So now I encourage you to start your own garden.
For Zamboanga City, I guess there's a bigger opportunity to really make Zamboanga City food secure. At present, we're 40% self-sufficient in terms of vegetables. And as a city which is identified as the third largest city in the Philippines in terms of land area, it's very ironic that we're not producing enough food for the people and we import 60% of our food as far as Baguio. So I guess the main question that we should be asking ourselves is that, are we really close to our source of food? And because of the pandemic, it really shows you the cracks, the ills of the food system that we have.
Now, as a youth, what is your message now to your fellow youth?
Well, my message for the youth is to appreciate the food that's on their plate. Because now or then or later, there might be no food that will come. Especially that we're getting food shortages lately. I encourage you to appreciate the food on your plate and enjoy it.
In the youth lies the future of food security, and I guess that's why we're here. That's, I guess, why we're doing the work that we do, because we see this as a step into that direction of molding young minds, inspiring future farmers, and hopefully build a future where, part of our building the life skill of kids, of every person, is about learning how to grow their food. And because that's, I guess, the disconnection now. We as parents, we tend to teach our kids to save food, to eat all the food on the plate, diba? Appreciate food, as mentioned by Ryan. But we never actually teach our kids about growing food, because we thought that it's the farmers' jobs, that we can always buy food in the supermarket, in the palengke. But in a future where pandemic, where climate change will be the new normal, I guess it's very important for everyone to learn how to grow their own food. So we should start teaching it to our kids.
Ayan, and that is the Kids Woo Farm. So next slide please. So punta muna tayo before tayo dumako sa last talk ni Mr. Munir. Ayan. So punta muna tayo sa raffle time. So this time magkakaroon po tayo ng 10 winners ng raffle na ang mapapanalunan po ay PK merch. Isang set po yan. By the way, ang parang kasama sa PK merch ay pins, planner, and notepads. So we are looking for 10 winners. So Miss Kaz, labas ng ruleta. Ayan. So as you can see, marami tayong names dito, and once na makita nyo ang name dyan, it means panalo kayo ng PK merch, di ba? Oh, malaking tulong ang PK merch kasi about financial yan. Okay. So let's see kung sino ang first winner. So again, we have 10 winners po ng PK merch, aside doon sa mga nanalo sa game kanina. So, ayan, andito pa po ba si Liam? Okay, nakita natin dito na panalo si Liam. Okay. Ayan, second winner. Okay. Ayan. Ang pangalawa nating winner ay si Cedric Pogi. Wow, Pogi. Okay. I hope andyan pa kayo para maklaim nyo ang inyong prize. Ayan. Third winner po tayo. Tuloy-tuloy lang tayo kasi hanggang makasampu. Okay. Sa lahat na magiging winner, okay, nanalo si Liam. So, ano yan? Hindi siya counted. Okay. Meron na siyang another one. Okay. So, pang third winner natin. So sa lahat po ng winners natin, kindly message Project Kayamanan Facebook page or si Miss AJ po dyan sa baba. Okay? Okay, for our third winner, andyan si Princess Joy Sicabalo. Fourth, si Rose Ann Ubando. Pang fifth natin, ayan, andyan po si Wayne Aquino. Pang-anim, ang pang-anim po natin, si Hasin, I think, or yan, Hasin Alban. Pang-7, si Erica de la Cruz. Pang-8, ating pang-8 na winner ay si Lady Kyle Cunanan. Pang-9, si Richelle Bato. One more, please. One more kasi nanalo na si Hasin kanina. Ayan. And lastly, we have Maria Veronica Sulit. So sa lahat po ng nanalo, kindly message po si Miss AJ and kung paano nyo makiklaim yung prize. Okay? So dadako naman tayo sa ating last na discussion ngayong afternoon to discuss the Project Kayamanan Loans and Savings Club. May I call on the co-founder of Kids Who Farm. So si Mr. Munir Hinay. Good afternoon po.
Hello, good afternoon. Can you hear me well?
Yes po, loud and clear.
Thank you so much. No? So, good afternoon, everyone. Magandang hapon. In Zamboanga, in Chabacano, we greet good afternoon as Buenas Tardes. So, if may mga Muslims dito, Assalamualaikum. So, thank you so much for this opportunity, Project Kayamanan and Team Project Kayamanan for inviting us and making us a part of the Project Kayamanan School Caravan. So we've been in the discussion over the last few weeks about how we can integrate the program on financial literacy and most especially yung savings mobilization in the program for the kids, for the youth, stakeholders ng Project Kayamanan. So let me present to you our solution, which is something that I think is doable, and listening to the sharing ng mga speakers will probably fit in very well dun sa context of actualizing what you learn about financial education and hopefully creating impact, not just for yourselves but I guess for your community. So okay lang bang naka slideshow? Ayan, sige. So the program is called Hyperlocal Capital. Access to capital is hyperlocal. So if you talk about hyperlocal as a word, it means malapit sa'yo. So when you say you have a garden at home, in Kids So Far, we teach kids or communities about gardening. So we encourage hyperlocal food production, meaning to say your food is closer to you. So in this context, ang tinitingnan din namin dito pagdating sa pera, sa access to capital, is hyperlocal, malapit sa'yo. So next slide, please. So basically, there are two objectives. Hopefully, I can share to you some basic concepts about financial literacy and the savings program of Hyperlocal Capital and demonstrate ano ba yung mekanismo ng community savings club of Hyperlocal Capital. Next slide, please. So if you want to see this presentation or you download this presentation, you can click on the link or you can screenshot the link. So next slide. So let me start off with the problem. Ano ba yung problema? I guess a lot of the things that I will share ay naibahagi na rin ng mga kasamahan kong speaker. So it's really about Filipinos being unbanked, no? The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas said na 51.2 million Filipinos are still unbanked. And there's a number of reasons why a lot of Filipinos remain not connected to the financial system. Number one is that they lack easy access and usage to existing financial facilities. No, it's really a real thing pagdating dito sa, especially in remote, vulnerable urban communities or even rural communities and countryside. May kakulangan sa access, no, at madaling gamit ng mga financial facilities. Pangalawa, lack easy access to financial literacy information and trainings, and that's why I'm very happy to see what Project Kayamanan is doing, kasi this is really about building, no, that kind of knowledge, especially with the youth, no, on financial education. Unfortunately, kulang pa rin talaga yon for most part of the country. Number three is that a lot of Filipinos are afraid of taking risks in dealing with financial institutions. Would you believe na meron pa rin tayong mga kababayan, especially in the rural areas, na natatakot pumasok ng bangko kasi air condition? Or natatakot sila kasi ayaw nilang or wala silang formal na damit na suot, or nakatsinelas lang sila. So these are some of the things. And maybe yung other reasons will be related dun sa sistema mismo ng banking. Parang hindi sila sure dun sa systems of yun ang tubo ng bangko or yung mechanism ng savings and deposits and so on. So basically, information pa rin yung kulang. So to sum up the report of Bangko Sentral, sinasabi na 53% nagsisave naman, pero sa 53, 68, gusto nilang mag-save sa bahay nila, no? Or siguro tinatago nila sa poste ng kanilang bahay, or binabaon sa lupa, no? Kung meron man, no? Or yung about loans naman, 33% ay umuutang. Pero 54% ay hindi umuutang sa formal financial facilities, informal sources, no? Kasama na doon yung utang sa mga relatives, utang sa kapitbahay, or worse, yung mga utang sa yung mga tinatawag nilang loan sharks, no, yung informal lenders, no. So that's the result of the study. So next slide, please. And hindi na rin bago ito, yung mga realidad na ito sa ating proto-persona na si Mrs. Gemma, no, ng isang barangay dito sa Zamboanga. It's called Barangay Tulungatong. Si Mrs. Gemma is 53 years old, mother of 11. Siya ay farmer, no? And magaling siyang maghawak ng pera, pero unfortunately hindi lang siya konektado sa formal banking system. So madalas nasa kanya lang yung pera or tinatago lang niya somewhere. Wala siyang bank account, in short. Next slide, please. Kaya yung na-propose ni Kids Who Farm na solution dito, na katuwang doon sa programa namin ng pagpaparami ng garden sa bahay, ay yung konsepto ng Community Savings Club, no? So hyperlocal capital community savings club. So ano ba yung community savings club? So nakikita nyo sa larawan niya ng grupo ng mga kasama ni Mrs. Gemma, no, sa Tulungatong na nagsi-savings club. So next slide, please. So ito yung framework ng savings club, no. It's a I don't know kung masundan niyo, but basically this is the diagram which shows you the circularity ng programa ng hyperlocal capital. Ibig sabihin, bumabalik kung saan siya nanggaling, hindi siya lumalabas, no? So una is ang mga tao ay nag-iimpok as a group, no, as a savings club, no, at nagagamit nila yung pera na yon sa different nila na mga gastusin, either negosyo or personal planned expenses. Binabayaran kasi utang yon, no, bumabalik sa grupo yung pera, at in the process ay kumikita sila kasi para siyang bangko ang function nila. So, yan ay ang konsepto ng community savings club. So, let's dig deeper kung paano ba 'to ginagawa? Ano ba yung kanyang uniqueness, no, at doability nito. Next slide, please. So, it's actually an independent self-selected group. So, it's not registered, it's informal, but the members are exclusive. Ibig sabihin, hindi ka pwedeng mangutang kung hindi ka kasama, no? So like for example, sa inyong mga schools, if you did want to put up a savings club, So yung lahat ng kasama mo, kilala mo at nag-agree na sumama. So exclusive siya. So in a community setup, ito ay isang democratic group, no? Ibig sabihin, nagkasundo tayong lahat, pero tayong lahat ay may roles and responsibilities, no? So ang purpose ng Community Savings Club is to save money, and that savings na na-pool ninyo, you take out small loans from that savings, so you have easy access to capital. So you can use it in the case of our farmers, fund their working capital sa kanilang mga farms, buy fertilizer, di ba? Buy inputs and so on. So, and the structure is really very close-knit at meron siyang cycles, short-term cycles of 6 months and 1 years. 1 year, wherein pagkatapos noon ay they share out, hinahati nila yung kita nila plus their savings. Ayan. So, ang purpose ng savings club is very straightforward. Simple savings mechanism, hindi siya komplikado, madaling maintindihan, and hyper-local access to loan, so that the members can use it immediately na walang any complications. And then they practice yung act of financial education by way of saving money, taking out loans, and paying obligations, no, within the community. So next slide, please. So the common feature talaga nito, no, as already mentioned kanina, ay exclusive siya, independent yung grupo. Ang role nito ay makapagbigay ng loan and financial services and microinsurance and social funds to the members. So it's ang dami niyang co-benefits, no, in a way, and it really helped the community. Nakikita namin to, that's very workable, especially for communities na yung low-income vulnerable communities and even the countryside. So, and the next feature is that it's time bounded, no? Nagsisave tayo pero meron tayong share out na time. So either 6 or 12 months, no? So, and while this is informal, it is governed by a simple structure and self-developed policies. So meron tong bylaws and constitution na ang mga miyembro mismo ang gagawa, no? And what we do in Kids So Farm, we facilitate the crafting of that bylaws and constitution. So ang last na benefit is that we wanted to focus on action, no? Enough of the talk kasi ang dami namang sinishare sa atin ng concepts. Pero gusto namin na yung concept na yan matranslate into doable action, and that is meant to really actualize financial literacy concepts and shape social behavior on savings, investing, and paying of obligations. So next slide, please. So the benefits ay tatlo, no? Yung pinaka-core benefits. Number 1 is that you can take out money, access financing, na hindi mo na kailangan dumaan pa sa maraming papeles and a lot of processes. Kasi yung uutangin mong pera mo din at kasama pera ng mga kasamahan mo. And it's short-term investment for entrepreneurial activities. Yun talaga yung number 1. Dapat yung pera na utangin, kasi di ba pinapractice naman sa financial literacy na pag humutang ka ng pera, dapat talaga self-liquidating, magamit mo siya to earn more money. And that is really the purpose of the savings club. And second is to facilitate personal finance, no? And household cash flow management. So ito na yung sinasabi natin na yung core naman ng financial literacy is really about managing what goes in and goes out of your pocket. And this is how we want to actualize that learning experience ng mga tao na ma-manage mo yung cash flow mo, no? Yung pumapasok at lumalabas sa'yo. And then number 3, it cushions shocks due to vulnerable livelihoods and personal emergencies. Since this is a community, and the essence of a community is helping one another, yung savings club now becomes their platform to help them in time of emergencies. Kaya may provisions for social funds, and the members can access that one for health, for death, no? May namatay na miyembro, may nagkasakit, so and so on. Yung nakikita niyong larawan ay ang aming savings club ng first ever youth community savings club namin, managed by or facilitated by one of our partners, Sangguniang Kabataan, here in Zamboanga, in Barangay Divisoria. And in fact, ngayong araw na to, magmi-meeting sila, nanonood ata sila ng live ngayon. Ayan. Hello mga taga SK Divisoria Savings Club. Ayan, so next slide please. So the advantages is that, so sabi niyo, oh, kung ganun yung sistema, baka naman mawala yung pera, walang mekanismo para makontrol siya. So number one is that sa savings, may peer pressure, no? And there's always that reminder sa mga kasamahan na oh, ito yung obligasyon mo, ito yung babayaran mo during a meeting, and then ito yung contributions mo and your tawag dito, loan repayment, no? So may ganun, no? And then sa lending naman, there's a way to manage lending kasi may mga check and balances, no? So ibig sabihin, kung uutang ka sa savings club, ang lahat ng miyembro ng savings club ay parang credit committee sa isang bangko. So kung kami ni Steph ay members, we all have the right to question you kung saan mo gagamitin yung pera. So parang pwede kitang imbestigahan kasi ang hiramin mong pera ko rin yan. No? So may ganong levels of checks and balance na hindi nagagawa sa ibang systems ng savings or pautang. No? Kasi for as long as makakaano ka, may mag-voucher ng isang tao, okay na. Dito lahat dapat umuo na pwede kang umutang. So next slide. So what are the services provided? So services is number one, savings. Of course, this is a way for you to save money, and ang mechanism to save money in a savings club is like buying shares. No, so if you're familiar with the shares of stock concept, no, na pag bumili ka ng share, may isang share, may value na katapat 'yon. So sa savings club, we buy shares. And that share has an equivalent value. So for example, ang share na napagkasunduan natin ay 1 share is 100. So kung magmi-meeting tayo, magsa-save tayo, at the minimum, mayroon kang 1 share na bibilhin, which is equal to 100 pesos that you're going to save in a savings club. And that is your form of savings. Number two, loans. Whatever the shares and savings accumulated during a transaction, ayan ay ipapahiram sa lahat ng miyembro. Number three is the social fund. So on top of the share, on top of your 100, for example, mag-agree tayo na may 20 pesos. Example lang, 20 pesos. Now we call it social fund. The social fund is the charity part ng savings club. So pag nilagay mo yung social fund, hindi ka na mag-expect doon na nakasama yun sa savings. That's your form of micro-insurance for your members, na kung may mamatay na miyembro, hindi magagalaw yung savings natin kasi may naka-earmark tayo na social fund na pwedeng ibigay sa pamilya ng miyembro, or kung may nagkasakit na miyembro, pwedeng bigyan natin kaagad ng pera para panggamot, no, galing sa social fund natin. Of course, following a provision, no, kung ano yung percentage release, no, base doon sa bylaws. And then number four, microinsurance, no, on top of the social fund, savings club can in fact apply for a microinsurance product na pwedeng makuha natin from different providers, say for example si Buana Lulier, you know. And number five, digital products. So may mga savings clubs kami that they facilitate e-transactions, e-payment transactions on behalf of the members, and mayroong percentage rate, ano yun, parang may patong, no, so para kumita din yung grupo, no. So that's how a community savings club works, no? So next slide please. Ayan, so and as mentioned already kanina, meron siyang system, no? Meron tayong bylaws and constitution, and that bylaws will govern, no, lahat ng decision making, lahat ng gagawin sa savings club, no. And meron siyang provision for an maximum number of members, may minimum number of members kasi hindi din natin pwedeng damihan kasi of course we need to manage transaction in a swift manner, no, during a particular meeting, no. So pag marami, medyo mahirap, kaya we tend to divide kung marami talaga. Say maximum 40, if 100 kayo, pwede you can create 3 groups, no. Ayan. So all transactions are done in front of the member. So pag nagse-save tayo, nagbabay ng share, it is normally done, it should be done during a meeting setup, no. So nakikita ng lahat ng miyembro. Nakikita nila magkano yung nilalagay mong pera, magkano yung utang mo, magkano yung bayad mo. It's very transparent na everyone has right to access to the passbook, to the ledger, no, at walang tinatagong pera, no. So and lahat ng pera ay nagagalaw lamang during a meeting transaction. So next slide please. So just like a bank, may vault din siya, No, may vault ang Community Savings Club. Kaso nga lang, in a form of a cash box. Hindi siya fixed vault. But the cash box, just like the vault of the bank, has two keys. No? May dalawang susi. At yung may-ari ng box at may-ari ng susi ay magkahiwalay na mga tao. At kaya mabubuksan lamang siya during a meeting kasi nandun lahat ng miyembro. Yan. And all members have their own passbooks, or we call it members card, or simplified form na members card, and a ledger that will keep track of their savings, of their payment of loans, no, and their payment of social funds. And lahat ng yon ay nakalagay din sa cash box after the meeting. Yeah, next slide please. So this is the typical meeting setup, no. I hope nakikita nyo. Very formal, no. Kung sa ano pa may parliamentary procedure, and that's how we want it to be, no, na matulungan natin or maturuan natin yung mga tao, yung mga members ng savings club na there's a protocol if we're to do this kind of activity. So lahat ng miyembro nakadinumero, no. So for example, si chairperson is number 1, record keeper number 2, hanggang sa last na management committee member, yan, number 8, and then followed by the members na, no, nakadinumero. So whenever your turn is called, number lang, no. Number 11, sino yung number 11 yan? Alam mo na. And parang kung makikita mo, para siyang sa bangko na setup, na may teller, di ba? May teller, tapos merong upuan, tapos naka-wait lahat dinumero, no. So parang ganun yung setup ng savings club meeting. And then bawat katabi mong numero, like for example, si number 15, si number 14 and 16, yun ang tawag sa kanila rememberer. No, so bawat katabi mo ay magre-remind sa iyo na may meeting. So walang way na hindi ka makapunta unless nagkasakit ka or ayaw mo talagang pumunta ng meeting. And does not exclude you from not paying your shares and your social fund, no, kahit umabsent ka. Kasi later on, meron din sa policy, may penalties yan. Yan, next slide please. So this is how we do the mechanism, no, ng transaction, no, during a meeting. No. Pagbili ng share, pagbigay ng social fund, pag-record ng pera mo sa record book or sa passbook or members card. And then after ma-consolidate lahat ng pera, pwede nang utangin, you apply for a loan, you say na utang ako, ito yung purpose ng utang ko, and everyone questions you, and if approved, then you can access the loan released, and then you pay the loan in the next meeting, may amortization yan. Normally, ang policy natin, since short term tayo, 3 months yung loan term, no? And then every meeting may amortization, and you, after the agreed period, no, either 6 months or 12 months, we share out, no, hatiin na natin yung shares natin plus yung kinita ng pera na pinahiram natin, kasi we will agree also on our service fee or tubo doon sa pera, and then yan, that's how we cap the meeting, no. So next slide please. So isang example ng meron kaming successful na grupo dito sa Zamboanga ay yung sa Tulungatong, where si Miss Gemma is the chairperson. We're already on our 3rd cycle. Ito yung last cycle nila, ended in December 2021 with a total of almost 500,000, no? 369 savings, 140,000 kita from the savings, and 8,000 na social fund. At present, yung kanilang 3rd cycle, which will end on December na naman, nasa mga 400,000 na sila. No? So the membership increased from 19 to 30. Ayan, so that's our sector for women. So next slide.
Hi, magandang araw po. Ako si Major, 36 years old, mother of 2. Isa po ako sa biktima ng pandemic kasi ex-abroad po ako. Hindi na po ako nakabalik sa amo ko. But I'm still na may kontrata pa din po ako sa kanila. Ang malaki po ang naitulong sa akin ng community savings dahil in times po na nagkakaroon po kami ng short sa bahay, nakakahiram po ako agad-agad sa community fund po namin, sa aming savings. And unlike po dun sa lending na kailangan mo siyang bayaran everyday, dito po sa aming community savings, magbabayad lang po kami twice a month po. So kung magkano po yung contract ko po sa kanila, like 3 months, 6 times ko lang po siyang babayaran. Then, kaya po namin pang second cycle ko na po ito, Kaya po namin naengganyo yung iba dahil po sa malinis na takbo at pamamalakad ng aming community savings. Malinis po ang pamamalakad namin. For example, may transparency po kami. Nakikita po nila sa passbook namin yung takbo ng pera na malaki talaga ang naiambag ng community savings sa buhay namin. Mas naiinganyo po sila dahil yung pera na aming inuutang ay kami din yung umaani at the end ng aming contract. Yun lang po.
Ayan. Next. Ay, may next video pa. Okay.
Ako si Gemma Bakani, presidente ng Atiwa Garden. Yung malaking tulong yung CSC Club sa amin, sa akin, dahil yung mga maliit-liit na mga gastusin, na-save ko dito sa savings namin. At saka yung ibang mga member namin dito, sa first 9 members kami, ngayon at 20 na kami, in-encourage sila kasi na-encourage din sila na maka-savings din at nagustuhan din nila yung pamamaraan namin. At saka marami ding na-encourage na sa aming grupo sa Atiwa. Lalo na yung sa CSC na galing kay Sir Moner, yung sa Kids Who Farm, yung mentor namin.
Yeah, next slide please. Yeah. So, practically naman nakita na financial literacy actualization dito kasi 'di ba may mga expenses, may mga savings naman tayo. Like for example, kayo sa mga estudyante, sobra yung baon ninyo. Chances are, kung wala ka namang bank account, for example, may 20 pesos ka, i-deposit mo ba yun sa bangko? May mamamasahe ka ng 20 pesos din, maubos din yung pera mo. So dito sa case ng Savings Club, kasi every twice a month, meron kang nilulook forward na paglalagyan ng kung ano man yung na-save mo na pera sa iyong bulsa. Hindi mo nagagasto to, no? Talagang tinatabi mo para doon sa savings club ninyo. So may nilook forward ka na lalagyan mo ng pera. And sabi nga ng mga nanay, dati daw pag may sobrang silang pera, dumadaan sila sa ukay-ukay. Pag napadahan sa ukay-ukay, wala na yung pera nilang sobra kasi binibili nila ng damit. So sa case ng savings club nila, ngayon, ayaw na nilang bumili. Wais na yung spending nila, kaya tinatabi talaga nila. So may savings mindset na talaga sila. So just to create the parang brief presentation of how your money will grow in a savings club. Example lang to, no? Kasi lahat naman ng mga provisions ay pag-aagrihan ng grupo. Pati yung service charge ninyo, kayo mag-uusap Kayo mag-agree. Pwedeng 3%, 10%, depende sa inyo. But kasama na rin yung value per share. So kung example ang value per share ninyo ay 200 pesos per share, and then meron kang tawag dito 4 share purchase per month. So that's 800 pesos savings per month, no? So and then service fee is 3% or 36% annual. Kung ang grupo ninyo, kung ikaw ay kasama doon sa isang savings club, no, yung total na save mo in a year's time in terms of your share is 9,600 pesos. And 3% or 36% annual yung inyong total service fee, no, mga pera na pinautang sa member, that will grow to 13,056 pesos in 1 year's time. 136% ROI. Sa totoo lang, sobrang layo niya sa tubo kung magdedeposito ka sa bangko. So yung parang ganun na concept na pwede naman palang gawin ng mga member, especially for these communities na off-grid, na nahihirapan to be formalized or become part of the formal financial system. Ang savings club is a good step, no, building block siya. Hindi naman siya tipong hindi pwede silang mag-save sa bangko, pero kung ako ang bangko or ako ang microfinance company, I would love to lend to this type of people na may ganitong mindset kasi sobrang na-practice na nila yung act of saving, paying, and managing their money very well through a platform na very community, which is the Community Savings Club. So next slide, please. So ang Kids Farm, how we replicate this in a systems approach. So we will do all these activities na kung may interested na grupo to establish their savings club, or primarily kung na-organize na, mas better. So we'll do the financial literacy, integrate the programs ng Project Kayamanan, create your bylaws, and start your operations. Now we can already start pag may pass policy na kayo. And yun na, pwede na tayong mag-save and mag-invest until we end the cycle, and then do it all over again. So by that time, master na kayo. Pwede nyo nang gawin to na wala kami. Ayan. So next slide, please. So you have your bylaws. Our bylaws is very very detailed in a way. So ang kasama sa bylaws ninyo ay number 1, pangalan ng savings club, objective ng grupo, yung relations to the external sources of financing, membership requirement, election of officers, may provision for election process, even removal of officers from the position, kasi pwede kayong magtanggal ng opisyal kung hindi nagpa-function, schedule ng meeting, members na aalis sa grupo, ano yung gagawin sa kanila, what if namatay yung member, mga penalties and fines pag na-late, pag nag-absent, pag-aagrihan nyo din yon. And then yung services offered, which is loans, savings, and social funds. So pag-aagrihan, how much is the value per share, your service fee doon sa pautang, and the amount of social fund. So yun ang sinasaklaw ng bylaws. Next slide, please. So our goal is to create more hyperlocal capital savings club in the Philippines. At present, meron na kaming 15 savings club. And out of the 15, 4 or 5 is in Luzon. Isa sa Bulacan, and may 4 sa Tondo and Naik. So, and we have done that training through online lang, katulad ng ginagawa natin ngayon. So we want to cover more sector, not just the women, but also farmers and fishers. We have already done that here in Zamboanga. And youth and students, just like you, senior citizens, and even persons with disabilities, to become more inclusive in our approach to financial literacy and savings mobilization. So next slide. And so if you want to know more about our program, you can contact us. And we have our Facebook, our Instagram, our Twitter. And yeah, this is Raina now, our founder. So very makaka-relate talaga kasi bata din talaga yung nag-start ng Kids Who Farm. So I guess this is the end of my presentation, and I hope you learned something. Thank you so much for your time.
Ayan, thank you so much, Mr. Munir, for introducing us for the loans and savings club. Now we are now opening the floor for questions and answer forum. Ayan. So kahit ano pong questions regarding sa topic or kung ano pang queries nyo, pwede nyo pong ilapag sa chat box, then babasahin po namin and tatry na sagutin ng ating mga speakers yan. You can also specify kung sinong speaker ang gusto nyo sumagot sa inyong mga questions. If there's any, please let us know via chat box. May question po ba? As of now, wala pa ako nakikita. Okay. Wait tayo na at least 20 seconds, Charis. Ayan. May mga question po ba? Ayan. So, while waiting for the question, ayan, pwede po nating i-like or i-follow ang kanilang mga Facebook page, yung mga partners natin via sa link. Nasa chat box naman po yan. Ayan. Okay. I think walang questions. So I hope clear sa inyong lahat yan, and marami dapat. Sana marami tayong natutunan. Next slide please. Ayan. For our closing remarks, that is a wrap for our Project Kayamanan's first school caravan. We hope that you learned a lot today. Okay po. So ayan, reminders lang po pala sa mga nanalo, please message si Miss AJ or yung Project Kayamanan page containing po yung details ninyo, such as yung name, contact number, and yung address na papagdalahan ng PK Merge. So just like what I've said earlier, so we hope that you learned a lot today and knew what Project Kayamanan is all about. We encourage all of you to please consider joining Project Kayamanan as we help you to be financial literate individual. We would like to extend our gratitude to PK School Caravans Ambassadors. Hello po sa inyo. And our partners, of course, the Food for the Hungry Philippines, the Spark Project, Kids Who Farm, and YCLCs for the Future. And of course, the Las Piñas National High School Project Kayamanan Club. Thank you also to our speakers, Ms. Stephanie Vicente, Ms. Aliana Patrimonio, Justin Shane Atega, Glimes de Vera, and especially to Mr. Munir Hinay for Kids Who Farm. If you wish to be part of or have queries about Project Kayamanan, ayan, please don't hesitate to contact us via Project Kayamanan Facebook group or any social media platforms ng Project Kayamanan. This is your host, Jeff Cabusal, signing off. Have a great rest of your day. Ayan po, meron po nilagay si Miss AJ na feedback form. Kindly, ano po pala, pasagutan po. Ay, nga pala po, picture po lang muna. Picture. Open your cameras po, then quick photo off lang tayo. Yan. Thank you very much, dear students, ayan, na andito hanggang ngayon, hanggang sa end ng ating program. Ayan. Ayan. May I ask Akas, pwede ka mag-take ng picture or any sa technical team? Okay, please confirm. Technical team, Eliza or Kaz? Ayan. Picture po. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Be a blessing to one another. Thank you very much.